first thing we're going to look at is what's new in ScriptRunner Connect. Then we'll jump into ScriptRunner for Jira Data Center, where we're introducing dynamic forms, and oh my goodness, yes. Enhanced Search has a timeout extension we'll hear about. And then we'll hear from ScriptRunner for Jira Cloud, where there is a behaviors update. Oh, everybody loves behaviors. Can't wait to hear about that. ScriptRunner for Confluence and Jira Cloud have an in-app library integration to announce. And then we're going to talk to you about ScriptRunner Loop. And I can tell you this much, the logo rules. I kid. There's more to ScriptRunner Loop than just the logo, but it is really good. So let's go ahead and stop listening to me waffle and jump right in with news from ScriptRunner Connect. To introduce us to the new features in ScriptRunner Connect, we have Senior Product Marketing Manager Richard Burks. Richard, welcome.
Thank you so much, Ryan. Hi, everyone. Yep. So before we get into what's new, I know we've got some new attendees for this webinar, and ScriptRunner Connect is a relatively new product. It's ScriptRunner's latest product. It's been on the market about a year. There's three things you should know about ScriptRunner Connect. It's a code-first integration platform. So using JavaScript APIs, webhooks to fully customize your integration solution rather than the low code, no code alternatives out there. Number two, it's a multi-use case solution. So you can connect your beloved apps on the Atlassian ecosystem to ServiceNow, to in fact any app that has a web-based HTTP API. So you really can connect to anything that gives you that full scale. The third thing is the pricing model. So it's a usage-based pricing model, which means that only you pay for what you use, as opposed to a user-based pricing model. So I thought I'd just set the scene. And Ryan, let's get into what's new. So what's new? We've got two managed connectors. So we have just launched a connector for Azure DevOps and also Zendesk. Our managed connectors basically set up a continuous connection and authentication with those particular connectors. And I'll be taking you through those in the app bit shortly. Next, please, Ryan. Audit logs, so a visibility on who's doing what and when within ScriptRunner Connect. Again, I'll take you through that. And the next one, yep, we've got a new listing in the Atlassian marketplace. So most users in ScriptRunner Connect start from a template. Our tempo migrations template is a very popular one. So we've created a standalone listing for better discoverability. And I'll take you through that in the app. So let me do that now. So I'm going to just share my screen. Okay, right. So connectors. So I mentioned about we have the new Azure DevOps and Zendesk connector. So this is fully managed by ScriptRunner Connect, so you don't have to worry about it. The stages of setting up the app are custom. So we have a step-by-step guide in making sure that it's as easy for you to set up as possible. Sorry, one sec. Let's just do that again. Just give it a test, authorize. So here you can see the steps that you'll need to undertake to actually get the connector set up. If I now show you the Zendesk version, again, you can see that this is a bespoke setup guide to make it, so you can't really go wrong setting up. It's kind of just making it easier so you can just concentrate on scripting. And just to point out, as I was saying about the scale of the product, these are all the different apps you can connect to. So whether it's an ITSM, DevOps, or work management use case, we've got it all here for you. We've also got the generic connector that I mentioned that can allow you to connect to any web-based REST API. Marvelous. Okay, so moving on, we also launched the audit logs. Um, as you can see, the items that we have are the actor, action, IP address, and date. You can export to CV for if you want to, if that's easier to do your analysis. You get a bit of a breakdown in terms of what actually happened in the event that occurred. And this is all controlled also by the roles in the app. So I am the only member of my team, but if you had multiple members in your team, you can have members, admin, and super admins, and only super admins and admins have access to the audit log, so you can control visibility. Okay, feature number 3 was the launch of our Tempo workload migrations by ScriptRunner Connect listing. It allows you to migrate Tempo worksheets, worklogs, sorry, between Jira Cloud instances, and we have a very neat and tidy tutorial by our very own Bobby Bailey, who's a bit of a ScriptRunner Connect legend. So if this is a use case that's of interest, I highly recommend having a look at this. It's only 15 minutes long, which will take you through exactly how to get this particular use case set up. As I mentioned, this runs off a template, and that's how most users start with ScriptRunner Connect. So if I take us to the templates tab, here are all our different templates of our most popular use cases. If I go to Tempo Cloud, this is the use case in question. As you can see, there's a README that will take you through exactly what to expect from the template. Also, you have the environment variables here or parameters, which will just allow you to configure the script without actually from the panel without actually going into the script itself. However, the script lives here. So yeah, we operate on JavaScript or TypeScript. You have your connectors here as well. So you've got your source and target connections for Jira Cloud, source and target for Tempo. And yeah, if this is a use case that would be of interest, check out this page. And yeah, that's all from me. Over back to you, Ryan.
All right, wonderful. Thank you very much. I am a big fan of ScriptRunner Connect, Richard. So seeing this always gets me excited. I love seeing the library of templates because it just makes me get creative. I look at some of the apps up there and I'm like, well, what if I made it, it's just tempting to think about all the trouble one could cause. I mean, all of the business value one can deliver. Excuse me, let me rephrase that. All right, so moving on to ScriptRunner for Jira Data Center, we have a demonstration here from senior product manager. I keep on saying that incorrectly. Senior product manager Warren DaCosta. Now, full disclosure, Warren is not online, so he kindly recorded this demonstration for us to watch. Let's see what Warren has to say.
Hi, I'm Warren, the product manager for ScriptRunner Jira On-Prem, and I'm here to show you the power of dynamic forms. Dynamic forms are user interface elements that can change or adapt in real time based on user interactions or other inputs. They are designed to improve user experience by making forms more intuitive, responsive, and efficient. They can be used anywhere that has an editor. We'll go through a real-life example. In our example, we have 2 teams working for the same company. We have a sales team who carry out demos. We also have a marketing team that takes care of marketing collateral. When a ticket is raised to either project or to either team, the submitter requires acknowledgement that it has been raised and that there is an indication of when the work will be carried out. For this, we can use listeners. We can listen for the issue create event, but we can also do something a little bit more powerful. With that listener, we can give it reusable code for adding a comment. That way, we only have to write the code once. We can then create that listener in a no-code way where we call that reusable component for both the sales and marketing team. Let's see that in action. So let's firstly go to the script editor and add in the code. Let's navigate to script editor. In here, I've got a number of folders. I've got a folder that's specifically looking at listener scripts. I'm going to add in a piece of reusable code here because what I'm actually going to create is a listener. I'm going to call this comment on issue. Great. And I'm going to add in my reusable code. This code you can find in our documentation center if you want. What it does is it creates a dynamic form. Line 3 here in the code creates that UI element, which is a short text input that allows customers to add in a description. Let me just save this and then let's call this piece of code in a listener. So now that we've created the code, let's go and create our first listener. The first listener is going to be for the first team, which is the marketing team. Let's create a custom listener. I'm going to call this issue created in marketing project. And this is, I just want to apply this listener only to the marketing project. And I want it to be triggered when an issue is created. I've created that reusable code in the script editor. So let's now call that code by using the file comment on issue groovy. So I've now automatically called that piece of code, and line 3 of that piece of code produces this dynamic form UI element, this comment text. And in here, I can put in any text that I wanted. So in this text, I'm going to put in a comment that says, "Thank you for submitting your marketing request. Our marketing team will review this and get back to you shortly." Let me add that. I'm now going to reuse that same piece of code for the sales team. So let's again create a custom listener. And in here, I'm going to create something called create issue comment for sales team. And I want this to only run for the sales team. So I'm going to select the sales project. Again, I want it to only appear for the issue created. And let's call that script comment on issue. So now if customers raise an issue with the sales team, I want them to have a different piece of content. I want it to say, "Thank you for submitting your sales request. Our sales team hours are Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. I'm going to add that. So those listeners are now created using that reusable dynamic content. Let's see it in action. Firstly, I'm going to create a task for the sales team, and let's have it as a task. And I'm going to say demo required for a CAM. Why not? I'll accept that. Create. If I have a look at the ticket that I've just created, I can see that our listener has taken effect, and it says, "Thank you for submitting your sales request. Our sales team hours are Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Great. Let's see it working for the marketing team. Again, I didn't restrict it to an issue type, but just for cleanliness, I'm going to say task. And here I'm going to say pitch materials required for a CAM. Let's have a look. So I can see that marketing task has been created, and the comment now says, "Thank you for submitting your marketing request. Our marketing team will review this and get back to you shortly." So we've created this automation in a listener, reusing the same code that appends the comment, but we've given the admin users flexibility to change what the comment content is using dynamic forms. It's a very simple use case, which our dynamic form was just a string of characters, but we do have a variety of different UI elements, such as issue types, project pickers, user pickers. In fact, if you go to our documentation center, you will find a whole list of different types of form types that we support, and we keep adding to these every quarter. I would definitely recommend you play around with that. So just in summary, dynamic forms are simplified UI elements that can be used in areas of ScriptRunner. We've made it easy to implement these fields without a deep understanding of code. It becomes very powerful when you combine it with the script editor, and it allows it to be flexible and reusable. I hope you give it a try. Thank you.
Nicely done, Warren. Nicely done. I think everyone is seeing my slides and not the actual slideshow anymore. So let's go ahead and put that back in. Wonderful. Very cool. I love seeing new features like that roll out. All right, moving on to enhanced search. We've got Romy Greenfield, Senior Software Engineer and Technical Lead for Enhanced Search. Romy, hi.
Hello, everyone. So we've got a new feature that we've added, which is a timeout extension to queries that are run from the enhanced search page in the enhanced search bar. So if you have a query that was taking over 30 seconds to run through all of the issues that your query needed to look through in order to get your results, now we have extended that time limit in the search bar itself to up to 2 minutes. So you can run a manual query, a manual enhanced search filter within that search bar now for up to 2 minutes. So you might be able to run some queries that you weren't able to run before. However, I just want to add that with a caveat, because if you want to save that filter and turn on automatic filter syncing to keep your results up to date in the background, the time limit for the automatic filter syncing hasn't been extended. And that's because we're planning to change the underlying infrastructure very soon about how filters are synced. So we've only released it for manual searches in the search bar, but it means that at least if you do have a really complicated query with a long list of results, that with a large number of issues that your query would search through, you should be able to get manual results for it as and when you need it, up to 2 minutes running in the front end in the UI. I've got a little demo video here with some of the messaging that you'll see, so we can run that now, and I'll just kind of talk over it because it's got no sound.
All right, ready? Here we go.
Please play. So this is the enhanced search page that we're talking about, and this is the enhanced search bar that we're talking about. So as you can see, we've added some messaging and a loading bar so that you can see how long we estimate your query results to come back in, and it also mentions the timeout. This is a test instance, so we've just changed the wording a little bit so that we could get it running for you guys for this demo video. So if you do have a large instance and you have a large project with lots of issues in it, it might be that you've seen this message before with search passing timed out. Here we're just turning on the long-running searches for this test instance in the video. Then we're going to go back and see that the timeout should now be greater, and this query should now be able to run. So again, adding a query into that search bar, searching. You can see that you're not getting a warning message here because we're not estimating that this search is going to take longer than 2 minutes. As you saw before, it said around 1 minute 44 seconds. So this should complete this time round because we've extended that timeout for you in the front end. This is available live now in the enhanced search product and the ScriptRunner enhanced search product. So you can run your longer searches. Just please, if you do save the filter, it will not update automatically with, even if you try and turn filter syncing on, it will time out because we still have a hard 30-second limit on the background syncing of our filters.
Romy, one more time, where does someone need to go in order to turn on the extended search?
So we have turned that on live for all customers in production. So you can go and use this right now in your ScriptRunner enhanced search. Any searches that you've been doing over the last week, it will already have been turned on. So any more complicated searches that you will have been doing. And yes, sorry, Ryan, I can see there's a question from one of our attendees. And to confirm, you do have to manually sync a filter if it's above 30 seconds, even though you can run it manually in the search bar. So if you want it to automatically sync in the background, if you're using on a dashboard, a filter on a dashboard, and you've saved it and you need it to sync automatically, there is still a 30-second limit, but you then, if you do have a longer running query, you can manually use it from the front end now.
Very cool, very cool. All right, well, enjoy your extended enhanced search, everyone. It's just ready to go right now. So Romy Greenfield, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, moving on. We still got our ScriptRunner for Jira Cloud behaviors update. I'm sitting on the edge of my seat. I'm not, but I am really excited about it. ScriptRunner for Confluence and ScriptRunner for Jira Cloud, in-app library integration, and the ScriptRunner loop announcement. Wow, and we're just getting started. It's just 11:26 Eastern Standard Time. All right, next up on today's product update is Andre Kuciak, Senior Product Marketing Manager, who is going to tell us about the behaviors update for Jira Cloud.
I'm actually stepping in for Andre today. So I'm Maria. I work on the product as well, product marketing manager here. And yeah, we have a few updates regarding behaviors. So I'm going to start with newly supported fields. So if you actually stay up to date with the release notes on our docs, you might have seen this already, but we now support the following fields for behaviors. So on the create view, we have the due date field available and the target start and target end custom field support we have just released as well. And a bit more recently, we've also added support for the status system field on issue view. It's worth noting actually that whenever Atlassian releases support for new field types in their APIs, we try to quickly mirror that and release support in behaviors for those same fields. If you want to stay up to date with any fields we have released support for or anything else really regarding behaviors, you can always head over to our documentation for behaviors under the ScriptRunner for Jira Cloud section in the docs. And also the same level of information is always shown on the release notes section of the docs as well for the product. And just as a little reminder, we have a dedicated YouTube playlist for demos and walkthroughs that might be helpful when using the product or behaviors in particular. So if we go into the next slide, we have a second piece of news that has been quite anticipated. So yeah, you see it on the screen. Behaviors is going to be coming in December. So by the end of the year, it would be available for most Jira Cloud customers. So a little bit of context in here. Our product team has completed the work on transition view However, its launch is being delayed since Atlassian is still rolling out the new experience for the transition dialog for all Jira Cloud instances. So what this means is that by the end of December, we expect to deliver transition view and behaviors for the majority of our Jira Cloud customers, and the rest of them would be it will be available for them at the start of the year.
You know,
I
the
think we have.
journey. Oh, sorry, Maria.
No,
Go
no,
ahead, please.
No, I was just going to say that we have one more slide, but if you wanted to add something, Ryan.
Oh, I'm just so excited to see this. The journey to behaviors has been an ongoing one, and you know, the team has had to navigate some really challenge. You know, it's just been a technical challenge, and it's been a popular. I'm just excited to see it. That's all. I was just getting nerded out
We are
again.
too.
Really cool stuff. All right, next slide.
Yeah. So yeah, just to wrap up this section about ScriptRunner for Jira Cloud, we have a little ask for you, and also an opportunity to win some pretty exciting prizes. So we're in the process at the moment of building an exciting new feature that would help all users make their scripting experience a lot faster and easier, and especially more intuitive than it was before. So if you have a few minutes to spare, we'd love to hear from you and gather your insight. Accessing the survey is pretty easy. You can either choose to scan the QR code on the screen, and I think one of my colleagues has kindly posted that as well on the chat. So yeah, thank you in advance for participating, and we can wait to hear from you. I'll pass the mic to you, Ryan.
All right, Maria Barrios, thank you so much. That was awesome. I'm really excited about seeing behaviors become even more fully realized there in the cloud. So congratulations to the team. All right, next up on our quarterly product update, we've got the ScriptRunner for Confluence and ScriptRunner for Jira Cloud in-app library integration. And to talk about this, we have Nitin Chand, Senior Product Marketing Manager. So Nitin, tell us about the in-app library feature.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan. Hello, everyone. Today, I'm super excited to share with you that you can access all of our example scripts directly from our app's user interface. Isn't this a wonderful news? So these example scripts were previously only available on library.adaptivist.com. And to access them, you had to leave your ScriptRunner app for a moment and open a new browser tab. Type up library.adaptivist.com and then search for an example script that you needed. Now, with the launch of in-app access to example scripts, we have significantly reduced these number of steps that you need to take to access them. I'm sure you will feel good if I tell you that they are now literally available on your fingertips. Yes, you can access them directly from the script console tab, as you can see in the visual flashing on the screen. You just have to click on example scripts. Now, this is going to eliminate all the context switching that you have to deal with and will enhance your scripting efficiency. This feature was already available to our Jira and Confluence data center customers, and they love it, and is now available on ScriptRunner for Jira and Confluence Cloud too. The customers who are already using this feature are saying that they can take advantage of example scripts to get a head start on scripting and don't really have to start from scratch. Now, with in-app access to these example scripts, your scripting experience is going to be a lot more smoother. Okay, so enough of talking from my side, and I will actually let Maria show you the live demo of this feature. Maria, you want to take it away?
Yep, sure. I'm gonna share my screen. Should be fairly quick. So yeah, as Nitin just mentioned, this is now available for both the ScriptRunner for Jira Cloud and for Confluence Cloud as well. I'm gonna use for the purpose of this very brief demo the ScriptRunner for Jira Cloud product and Jira Cloud instance. So we're gonna head over the script console just as you saw on the GIF. And we're going to click on the example scripts, and you're going to see this beautiful pop-up show. So yeah, you can either choose to search any script. We have tried to mimic the experience of the Adaptavis library. So this looks exactly like it is exactly the same scripts. You can, for example, choose to copy like full example and paste it here on the editor, or you can even customize it to your liking and pick a piece of something. Let's say, let's pick this line 5 for copy custom field and paste it at the end of here for the sake of the example. As I was saying, as we're trying to mimic the experience we have on the Adaptavis library, that also applies to filters. So you'll see, or you'll notice that depending on the tab you click on, the scripts that show for each of them is different, or are different, sorry. So if we go to script listeners and we're to create a new one and click on the example scripts, you see the number of scripts found, and also the scripts themselves are different too. This is like corresponding to the label, or to how they are labeled on the Adaptavis library. Yeah, so if while you're using the new integration feature, you would like to, I don't know, recommend us some improvements, or you have any suggestions for us to make this better, please feel free to contact me, Tina, or myself, or share them directly on the chat if you have had the opportunity to start using the feature already. Thank you.
Wow. Well, I have always thought that the built-in scripts were a really useful thing. Like, you know, give somebody a little bit of rope, right, to do their business. But that addition of the whole library right there in the interface is just wicked. Congratulations, team. Great job. All right. Next up, I get to tell you about ScriptRunner Loop, and that is so cool because ScriptRunner Loop is a brand new space to help you explore ScriptRunner products, and it's coming really soon. Basically, it's a community platform where you can ask questions, you can share ideas and tips, connect with other ScriptRunner users and our team of experts. We've got a lot of things cool, a lot of cool stuff planned for Loop in the future. And if you want to be one of the first to know when it goes live, all right, there's a link that Katie is going to drop in the chat, or you can scan the QR code that's on the screen right now. ScriptRunner Loop is keeping you in the loop. That was, yeah, I mean, it's the obvious pun, but I mean, it's the one we got to go with for this. You get in the ScriptRunner loop, you want to hang out in there. It's like the Hyperloop, but more than a few people can use it at a time. All right. And folks, it is really important that you let us know what you think, because that's it for today's webinar. We're going to give you a little bit of time back, but we'd love to hear what you thought. There's going to be a survey question or two when you close out of this webinar, so please take a moment and fill that out so we can make sure that these events are even more valuable, that they're even better for you. We'll also be sending everyone on the link, everyone an email in the next few days with a link to the recording of this webinar and links to all of the resources that the team shared during this call. So the ScriptRunner quarterly product update will be back again next year. And a big thanks to Romy, Richard, Nitin, and Maria for presenting today, as well as to Katie and Lisa for being in the background and taking care of us so well. So let me just take a quick peek at the chat, make sure that we're not missing anything. Yeah, folks, thank you all so much. That's it for today's webinar. Happy holidays to everyone in the coming months, if you celebrate holidays in the coming months, and we'll see you next year on the ScriptRunner Quarterly Product Update. Cheers, everyone. Thank you.